Hi there. Today we're going to play Sandships. Now, this is our holiday gift for this year, so if you haven't gotten yours yet and you want to be surprised, stop watching now. All right, so here it is. It'll arrive in a little envelope like this called Sandships, and let's take a look at what's in here. Now, this is an expansion game for Pyramid Arcade. Now, if you don't have a set of Pyramid Arcade yet, you're still going to need some pyramids, but a lot of people have pyramids, so you'll probably be able to play if you have a set of pyramids. And one of the things that's in here that'll make it work for you is we have a set of dice stickers. Now, this game needs the lightning dice that you get in Pyramid Arcade, but if you don't have a set of those yet, we've given you a set of these stickers so that you can use these to convert a regular set of dice. They are going to take a little bit of work. You'll need to use some scissors to trim them just so, but they will work if you don't have the dice. Let's see, well, you also get one of the arcade cards in here to go with your set if you have Pyramid Arcade. And you get a catalog, and you get a rule sheet for the game. But most importantly, you get the game board itself.
Boy, we're going to play.
And we are. So this game board represents the planet Mars 100,000 years ago. And you see the board has 5 city spaces and a series of canals that interconnect them. Now on Mars, they use canals to move water between their cities and between the polar ice caps in order to prevent their civilizations from becoming
Is that
extinct.
how it works?
Oh yeah, that's true. But then the canals became a barrier to the transit of the sandships. So as we move our sandships around the field, we have to kind of hop over these canals at the city points. Otherwise you can't get across them. So our pieces are going to be used to denote cities inside as a spire of a tower of pieces is a spire inside the city, or it can be transformed into a sand ship and move around and attack the different cities. Each of us is going to start with one city, and to win you need to control 3 cities. You have to take over 2 other cities. There will also be towers already built in 3 of the cities. Now these represent dead cities. Cities that were once inhabited, but a plague has swept through and killed everybody there, creating a power vacuum.
Oh,
I know there's a lot of backstory.
Dangerous place on Mars.
It is. Well, life is harsh on Mars. What can I
guess.
tell you? So now there's nobody living in these cities, but we have to overcome the towers in order to take control of those cities. So we're going to be.
This is my city.
That's your city. This is my city.
And I need to take over 2 other cities.
2 other cities to win. You'll have to remove the spires that are there in order to do that, and all of it will be dictated by the dice. We use the lightning dice, and we use them in the same way we've done.
You're way over here. It's going to be hard for me to get over there and attack you. Are you sure we
shouldn't have to
don't
attack
start
me.
like this?
We could. It doesn't really matter.
All right.
I kind of prefer the asymmetry this way, but
Well, I don't want to attack you.
it
So
doesn't.
let's do it this way.
It's I think it's a 6 of 1 situation.
Okay.
All right. So that's the setup, and we'll begin with the dropped pyramid approach, which I like. Oh, okay. I guess I go first. So roll the dice, and I get 3 actions, and they are shown here. So I'm going to build the smallest available piece in my home city with that. I can't zap anything because I'm not pointed at anybody, and that one's wild. So
You get 2 wilds.
I get 2 wilds. I think I'll go ahead and transform my largest piece into a sand ship and then move it on over to the central city.
All right.
And that makes it your turn. All right, now one of those lightnings becomes
Because they're
immediately
double,
wild.
it's wild, and I already had about 2 wilds and a zap.
Mhm.
And I can't currently zap, so I have all wilds.
At the moment. Now, if you did
At the
something that,
Yes.
technically, I suppose you could transform, move, and then you'd be able to zap on that 3rd one.
Right, but I don't want to do that.
Of course.
I'm going to build,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna build again,
Mm-hmm.
and then I am going to wait. That's this one. What's it called?
That's transform.
Transform, which allows me to transform a piece from the
into
tower
a sand ship.
into the sand ship,
Yep.
like that. Do I want to be there, or do I want to be there?
Now you notice each city has these little 4 notches, and those are the ports that your ships can dock into. So each.
Which is why I went here,
Mhm.
because I'm trying to go over to this one, not over to that one.
Very good. Alrighty. So this is unfurl, build, and move.
All right, you can't curly unfurl because that's at the largest size.
Right, I can always build, so I'm building at home with the smallest piece.
So
That's my
this.
build.
Oops, that's that.
And I can't unfurl, and I have to move. So, I think I will. I don't really want to move.
You have to.
So what I think I'll do is, I can't unfurl because unfurl takes a sand ship and makes it bigger. The only one I have is this one, and it's already maxed out. So that's effectively wild. So I'm going to use that as a transform, bring out my small there. Now, for my move, I can move it over to that port as well. There you go.
All right.
Okay, one of those builds become wild.
Build wild, wild. All right, because all of my little ones are already on here, I get to build
A medium.
a medium.
Yep. And we stack them in our spires, smallest on top, largest on bottom, just for visual appeal, really. So you can and functional, so you can see.
I'm going to use one of my moves to do that, one of my wilds to do a move like that, and no reason really.
I'm sure there is
Don't
no
you
reason.
worry about that.
Not, my pretty little head is not worried.
Excellent. And then I will do another wild. I will. I'm gonna grow.
Build.
Build.
Makes sense. All right. So one of those zaps becomes wild. So I can unfurl my medium into my small new medium there with the unfurl. And then with the zap, I'm going to... it's annoying that you're here now because you're helping out there. But I'm going to go ahead and blast that big guy with my zap, and he's just removed from the game. And that's my zap. And now with my wild, I think I'm going to transform another one here. All right.
Okay. Ooh. Man, that's a lousy roll. Unfurl, move, and build. Well, I get to build.
Build is great.
Build is great because I get to build.
And
one of
unfurl
my
becomes
large
wild
ones.
for you, and then a move if you have to move.
Okay, unfurl becomes wild.
Yeah. It's not that bad a roll.
Yeah, it's not that bad a roll. All right.
So you've used your build.
All right. I think I'm going to
Transform
transform
with your unfurl.
my unfurl, and then use my move to move over there.
Makes sense to me. All right.
Your turn.
Okay.
Ooh, wild zap. What are you gonna do with that?
Well, I think I'll kill this guy with the zap. But then I think I'll move this guy to here and unfurl him.
Alright. Move, unfurl, and wild.
Right.
So I will use my wild to do that, which is this action.
Right. Transform.
Transform. Then I'll move. Oh, weird.
No, you don't want to transform to that port. You want to transform to this port if you're trying to come into this city because that one's full. Or if you want to go here,
No, I'm trying to
that
go
works.
here.
Well, then that's fine. Transform.
What I
to
was
this port and
questioning
then-
is whether I wanted to, because then my next one is this unfurl, which means I have to turn this into a large, which I don't really want to do. But if I had at this point first done something else with that, it would be wild. So before I pull that piece out with a transform, this is wild.
At the moment, that unfurl is wild because you can't
Right.
unfurl any of your
So
pieces.
I'm going to say it's wild and use a build.
Okay. So you've used your build. I mean, you've used your wild. No, you've used your. You've used your unfurl as a wild.
As a wild, right. Now I'll use my wild as this.
As a transform.
Transform, and then I have a move. And I move there.
Okay, a little tricky, but
That works.
I think it worked fine. All right.
All right.
Move, build, unfurl.
This poor city in the middle here is rather devastated.
It is. I'm going to unfurl this to here. Unfurl. Build. I have to build at home, so I'll build that one there. And then move. Don't really want to move.
Yeah, it's interesting. I built up all of this defense, but we're nowhere near each other.
Well, that's because it's only a 2-player game.
Yeah.
In a 3 or 4-player
I know.
game, there'll be a lot more player-on-player violence.
I'm used to 3 players. I've
Yeah,
played
we just
more.
played that. Yeah, and in a
so I
4-player
built
game,
up-
it gets about darn
But
aggressive.
really, what I need to do is just go over there and attack you.
But it is very important
See how long
to
this
play
game
that
is.
sort of defensive game if anyone's in danger of attacking your city, because you can get
Oh, I know.
knocked out of the game.
Trust me. I know.
That happened during the last game. That's true. All right.
Take your turn.
So I'm going to just move this guy to here.
All right. I'm going to get a really good roll.
See that you do.
That's pretty.
That's
damn
pretty
roll.
good. That's pretty good. Because that's all 3 wilds. Because that's
Because I have no pieces, so it's effectively wild.
So
So, I'm going to. They're all wild.
3 wilds.
So I'm going to attack this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so close.
So you zap the big one.
I'm 1 turn away from winning.
Well, in order to control a city, you have to have more points in your spire than in any of the other spires
Which means
there.
I can't
So if you
take this
transform this one, it's going to be 3 to 3. In that case, nobody controls the city.
Right. So I guess I'll do this, and then I'll attack this one.
Okay, and then you do control the city.
But I don't have the extra
But if you-
move. If I had just one more move to
You
move
could
in there,
win,
I would
it's true,
win.
yeah.
But instead, I stay here pointing at this poor little piece with you.
All right, that's fine. I'm going to transform and transform. Oh, I'm going to unfurl and transform.
Oh!
Try and take that city. Little miss, I was going to win. Good luck with that.
And if I move there, this one goes here, not around there.
Well, no. Technically, you can't. This one would not be able to bump this one because it's smaller. If it was the same size, you could bump this one, and then you could bump this one to any of the other ports in that same city, or to any of the other ports in that same zone.
Right, but this one's not big enough to.
Correct, but it's not bumpable.
If only on that previous turn I had moved that one in instead of. Never mind.
If only.
If only. All right. Oh, it was so close. And now I am not. Oops. All right. So this is currently wild because I can't do
You can't
the
unfurl.
unfurl. I have no pieces. Zap.
You can't zap here because it's even, but you could zap this one,
So
which means you can zap.
I have to do that zap, unless I figure out.
Well,
a
unless you
different
change
way.
it. I mean, if you
Right.
transformed this, then you wouldn't be able to zap.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that.
I'm just saying.
No. All right. So, I guess I need to get some more firepower. So, I will see if I can know the terminology of this game. I will transform.
Transform.
We'll transform.
A spire piece into a sandship.
Right. That's that, or that's this as a wild,
As a wild, okay.
and then I'll move.
Okay.
And then I can use my zap to
And
get
kill
rid of
one of
that.
my pieces. Ah, it's bad for me.
That worked.
That did work.
Yeah.
All right. Zap, unfurl, wild. Well, I don't like how you have the drop on me all up in there, so I'm going to.
Be quite sad.
What am I going to do?
I don't know what you're gonna do.
Gosh, this is a tough move. I'm not sure what to do right now because this
I'm
situation's
not sure
real
what I would
bad.
do in your situation.
It's grim over there, and I mean I could bring some more guys in, but even then you're gonna kill
I'm
them.
gonna do the same thing again.
I know.
Yeah.
So I think what I'll do is transform.
Ooh, interesting.
Well, I don't. That's not good either. I don't want to. I need to dislodge you, but even then you're gonna just come back at it. All right, I'm gonna hope you don't get the rolls you need.
All right.
and focus on my own agenda. So I'm gonna transform, move.
That. And
Since I would be able to unfurl
you only have one
that.
wild.
Yeah, I only have one wild. Oh, wow, this is the worst turn ever. I'm not sure what to do.
You're right to plan on that, so just do what you can with that.
No, I feel like I'm going to short things up. So I'm going to move with my wild. Oh, I can't even then transform in. Yes, I can, because this is effectively wild. So I'll transform in, and then I can't zap, so I will transform one more guy and hopefully have him have a chance. But you'll have to have 2 zaps, and if you don't get 2 zaps, you won't be able to win. But if you do, you got it. So let's see what happens. Roll the dice.
Oh, that'll do it.
That is just everything you
That
need
is
right
beyond
there.
what I need.
That is the perfect roll.
All right, so zap. I'm just gonna
You
say.
kill one of
boom,
my guys.
You're gone.
Yep.
And then zap.
Mhm.
Oh, you're
Kill
gone
me
again. And then
And then-
a little transform
Mhm.
takes this piece up into there, and I
you
have
control 3 cities.
3 cities.
And you win the game of Sandships. Well done.
Thank you.
And that's how you play Sandships.
I hope you got a copy in the mail, and if you didn't get in on the holiday gift, it will be going up for sale at our web store on January 2nd. Thanks.
Thanks for playing our games.